welcome again to our day 14 of 75 days challenge. Just give me a second, let me get adjusted. So, I hope you guys are doing fine. First of all, apologies for 10 minutes being 10 minutes late. One, I was in a meeting, and two, I was waiting for people to join in. And good that we have decent number of joins today, which is standing to 20, which is good. Okay, let's see who all are there. Hi, Himanshu. Hi, Jack Sparrow, Captain Jack Sparrow. Sandeep, we have Ashish, Rohan, Siddhesh, Surbhi, Pratik, Jyoti Prakash, Rahul, Ritu, Subair, Amlan. Hi everyone, how are you guys doing? So Sandeep, no, the background did not change today. The only thing that changed is like I just changed the direction. I used to sit towards like my laptop used to sit towards the wall. Now I am just sitting towards the wall, so nothing changed. It's the same background, everything is same. So yeah. Yep. Okay, so how did you guys find today's question? So were you able to solve it? Was it too difficult, too easy? What is your take on today's question? And one more thing, we started a new topic. It's good. Just give me a second. I'll keep a notebook with me so that I can take couple of notes that I take during the session. We have a lot of new names. I'm very happy to see that. Jay Ganesh, Archinoid. Okay. Hi Abhishek. Hi all of you. We have a lot of new names as well. So how many of you are joining for the first time? Uh, yep. For the first time. Who? How many of us are Okay, hi everyone. Sorry for that. Can you guys hear me? Is the live back? Let's see if is it back? Is it gone? Okay, great. So I think there was some issue with the Wi-Fi. Somebody turned it off. Weird. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, now we have already lost like 5 minutes, so let's get started already. So I'll start with one thing. So I'll start with the typical start that I generally have. So hi guys, my name is Karan, and thank you for joining in again. And I see a lot of new names. I see I'm not sure if they're still here or not, or they lost it. Prince. Prince is also a new name. Thank you so much for acknowledging the audibility as well. And there are a lot of new names. How many of you are for the first time here? And just one thing, guys, if you have not subscribed to the channel, click on the subscription button, subscribe, and click on the bell icon so that you get notification about our videos or live sessions, because I generally try to schedule the live session at least few hours ago. For example, we conduct every weekly live session with experts, and upcoming is a very uh, you can say most awaited, one of the most awaited live sessions, which is with one of my very close friend Digvijay, who is a very senior engineer at Google, and he'll be telling us like how things happen, how interviews happen at Google. So it will be very beneficial for you since you guys are already in the preparation stage. So you it will be very beneficial for you to get a hint of like what is asked in the Google, what is the expectation of an interview in the Google, and it will be much better for you. Okay, so we have Tushar is for the first time, Siddhesh is for the first time, Jay Ganesh, then Abhishek. Like there are a lot of new people in the live stream at least. Okay, now without any further delay, without any delay or wasting time anymore, let's get started with the questions. Let me start sharing my screen. Okay, I hope you guys can see the screen. Let me start the slideshow as well. Hi Karthik, good to see you. Hi Aditya. So yeah, let's get started. The first question that we have is count negative number in a sorted matrix. So count negative number in a sorted matrix. What does it mean? The matrix given is sorted row wise and column wise, and we have to count the number of negative numbers. Simple question है, for example, and the second thing that is given is it is non increasing. इसका मतलब क्या है? Descending order में this array is sorry, this is sorted in descending order, both row wise and column wise. So highest number will come first and lowest will come at last. Similarly, in a column, highest will come first and lowest will come at the last of the column. So this is what the question is. How many of you were able to solve the question? Since there's a delay in that, and in the meantime that people answer, let me start with the brute force. So what is the brute force solution? I'll not waste much time on this. So very simple brute force solution is you just go through this entire matrix for I equals to 0 to n, j equals to 0 to m. You count if it is negative, you increase the count. That's it, as simple as that. What will be the time complexity of the brute force solution, guys? Okay, Pratik could solve it. Abhishek could solve it. Ashish could solve it. Himanshu, that's okay. What you can do is you can actually stay on the call and you can see how to solve it in a much better fashion. In fact, there's a better optimized solution than binary search, but I'll tell you a caveat. So yes, the time complexity of this is m into n or n square. Okay, so the next solution that we have is solution one is basically, given the fact that we have row wise sorted array or row wise sorted matrix, can we apply binary search? Yes. 99% of the question which says that which says the array or the matrix or whatever the input is sorted, the chances that you can apply binary search is very very high. So just take that as one thing. Now let's see. Basically what we do is we try to find first negative number. Basically we have to modify the binary search in a way that we find a number which is less than 0 for the first time. So that's all we do. And how do we do this? Basically, actually I have not pasted code for this binary search here, but you will see the same thing happening in the future questions as well. But let me just tell you one thing. How do you do it? Basically what you do in this case is, you see if the number is greater than 0, what we do is we go more left, we go, sorry, right part of the array. If it is negative, we go to the left of it. So this is all we do. If it is greater than 0, go left. If it is negative or less than 0, go right. And at the time of going right, just update the value. You keep a index I, or let's say you keep a index result, and mark current mid as the result, because this is the latest that you have seen. And you go left. That's yes, you go left. That's it. Is this clear? Like, I it may not be super clear. Let me give an example. For example, let's say we have 4 3 2 1 minus 1 minus 2 minus 3. This is the array. So this is our mid. So what we do first is, since this is greater than 0, if it is greater than 0, simply go right. If it is less than 0, go left, and also update the result. Let's see that in action. So 4 3 2 1 minus 1 2 3, right? So now we are here at 1. What we do, it is greater than 0, we go right. This becomes left, this becomes right. Now this is my mid. My mid is negative. Okay, so what I do is okay, my result is equals to my current mid, which is 0 1 2 3 4 5 5. Now I go left. My left and right comes at minus 1, which is fourth index. It is also negative 4. I go right. My h becomes 1. My l become minus 1. So I break the loop. Typical binary search. And I return 4. That's it. And which is correct as well. So fourth is my index for this. That's all I do. Right. This is how I can calculate the first occurrence in a binary search anywhere. So you can utilize this exact same thing anywhere for first occurrence, just greater, floor, seal, all these things. Now, if you have first occurrence of the negative integer, all you need to do is just find the count. Count will be n minus I. If this is result, n minus result is the number of negative number in current row. I add this to the result and go to the next row, then next row, then next row. I just repeat the same process. Is it clear? Like, is the binary search solution clear to all of you? Any doubt on that? Quick yes, no, guys. Okay, Abhishek, it's not clear to you. So, okay, so I'll not repeat this part since it will get repeated multiple times throughout the course. So, first thing is, what we need to do is we need to find the first negative number in the row, and if we have that, we can calculate the total number of negative integers in that row. Is that correct? N is the length of result. That's correct. So if that is correct, then okay. So let me do one thing. Let me explain the first negative, how to calculate first negative again in that case. So my this is my array 4, 3, 2, 1, -1, -2, -3. This is my input. This is a sample input. What is my first mid? My first mid is 1, which is 3. I equals to 3 is my first mid, right? So my L is equals to 0. H is equals to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and my M equals to 3. So this is my logic. If it is positive, go right. Don't do anything. So is A of M positive? Yes, it is positive. So I go right, which is M plus 1. L equals to M plus 1, right? So L becomes 4. H remains same. M becomes 5, right? The updated M becomes 5. Now I check. This is negative. What do I do if it is negative? If it is negative, I update the result as well. I go left. Before that, I also update the result. So my result becomes 5. Result is actually equals to M. That's all I'm doing. Now I go right. I go left. It means this becomes 4. My M also becomes 4. Is A of 4 negative? Yes, it is negative. I come here. I result my array 4. My result become 4 here. Sorry, this should stay M. Now I go left. This becomes 3. Since L is greater than H, I break out of the loop and I return the result. Is this clear to everyone? Anyone who does not understand this part? If it is clear, what is the time complexity of this entire solution for this calculation of number of elements in all the rows? What will be the time complexity? Rows into log n or n log n. We can say that m log n log n, something like that. Correct. So now let's see how many of you were able to resolve or optimize this further. Himanshu, this is log n is just for one row. We have to do it for n rows. So it will be n log n or m log n depending on the size of the matrix. Uh, One thing I asked is like how many of you were able to optimize this further? Like how many of you were able to do it in linear time? Smith, that is correct. Also, good job on the consistency. I was checking your solutions today. Good job doing there. How many of you were able to optimize this further? Let's see. Let's jump into it. In the meantime, you answer. Now, let's see how can we optimize this further. So we know that the rows and columns are sorted. The rows are also sorted and the columns are also sorted. That is clear, right? Rows and columns are sorted. It means somehow I can utilize this fact. We are only using the row is sorted factor right now. We are not using column is also sorted. So what you do is, first you start from the bottom left. You start from the bottom left and will come why this. All you do is if it is positive, you keep going left, left to right. You keep going left to right, and as soon as you hit first negative, you know, okay, this is my first negative, and everything beyond this will be negative because the array is already given as sorted. So I find the first negative. Now I move up. Why move up? Think about it. Why should you move up? Because everything on the left is negative, so there is no point in iterating anymore. What value will moving up add? Keep and utilize the fact that column is also sorted. Guys, why move up? Come on. Okay. Uh, I'll jump. So why move up? Because everything on the right is negative, and since this is first negative in the bottommost of the array, since this is the first negative in the bottommost of the array, it means everything on this right will be and as in so basically everything from top, as in the entire sub matrix on the right side, will be positive as well, right? Think about it. If this is my first column and this is negative in the bottommost layer, it means everything from on the right was positive, as we already know, and everything on top of that positive will also be positive, because it is given, the fact is given that column is also sorted. इसका मतलब क्या है कि everything in the column are greater, because this is descending order, right? If everything is greater, that means everything is also positive, right? Is that clear? Is that clear, guys? Yes, no, quick yes, no. So इसका मतलब क्या है कि now I go up here, either this will also be negative, sorry, either this will also be negative or it will be positive. If it is positive, I'll still do the same thing. I'll keep going. If I find the first negative of this, add, count, go up, iterate, find first negative, go up, and so on. That's all I do. And let's see the example here. Example is this only: 4 3 2 minus 1 3 2 1 minus 1 1 1 minus 1 minus 2, this. Now पहली बॉटम मोस्ट लेयर को भूल जाते हैं, बिकॉज एवरीथिंग इज नेगेटिव देयर. वी गो टू द सेकंड लास्ट. नाउ 1 1 minus 1. इफ यू सी 1 1, उसके ऊपर क्या है? 3 2 4 3, राइट? 1 1 3 2 4 3. आई एम iterating in the reverse order of existence. Now everything is positive. Minus 1. So I found the first in this. Then I go up. Here I found 1. If you see, on top of 1, I have kept, so the value is 2. If this is 1, everything on above this will always be positive, because it is given that the it is sorted in non-increasing order, right? So this is how we can utilize it. So this is it. Okay, let's see the code. Code for this is very simple. So generally, let me tell you one fun fact. This was one of my or similar question of like that was one of my favorite question in interview when I used to take interview at Blackbuck. So I used to ask this question a lot, and what used to happen generally is, this is a very common practice as well. So what people generally do is ask this question, and they try to see how much can you optimize. Even if you come to this solution, they will ask you to code binary search, because coding binary search is more difficult, whereas figuring out the solution is more difficult. So problem solving is judged on the basis of figuring out n plus n solution, whereas coding is judged on the basis of binary search. So be sure that you code the binary search part as well, because that is actually very important. So that's it. What will be the time complexity of this? I've already said it, so it should be easy for you to answer this question now. Correct. This is m plus n linear solution. Why m plus n? Because at worst I will go through entire row and entire column. That is why. I'm never going to come again on single come back on the same in the same row, in the same column for a different row. So yes, so this is why. Okay, moving on. We are taking a lot of time in today. So moving on to the second question, which is peak index in the mountain array. How many of you were able to solve this question? Quick yes, no, guys. I'll iterate on the question. The question says you have been given an array which is basically which first increases and then decreases. That's what the question is, and you have to find that increment. Sorry, the mountain point. Basically, it first increases and then decreases, and you have to find that increasing point. Basically, that is the question. And how many of you were able to solve this question? It truly is a easy question, so it should be something that you should have solved. And what was the time complexity of the solution that you were able to solve it in? In the meantime, what I'll do is I'll good. I think a lot of you were able to solve it. Apurva, Sanjeev, Jyoti, Ashish, Ritu, Sumit, Smith, Ashish again, Abhishek. Sorry. So the brute forces go in a linear fashion, and as soon as you find the peak element, return. What will be the time complexity of this? What will be the time complexity of the linear search? The time complexity of this linear search is in the name itself, ON. That's correct, guys. So now let's see the observation first. Uh, so basically, what is given is the array is first ascending and then descending order, right? It is as simple as that. First, it is ascending and descending. What we need to find is if this point has uh, if I am currently my mid is ascending in ascending zone, I have to go left. If my current mid is in descending zone, I have to go right. As simple as that. This is the binary search we have to apply. And if my current element is peak, I just return. That's it. That's all we need to do, right? If what is the possibility, my first I can be in first ascending. यार एक तो इसमें रिवर्स हो जाता है. I can either be in ascending zone or descending zone. If I am in ascending zone, इसका मतलब क्या है? My element mid will be greater than left but less than right. If I am in descending, my mid will be less than right and sorry, less than left and greater than right. Correct? So what it means is, इसका मतलब क्या है? If I can find, if I am in ascending zone, I need to go right. If I find I am in descending zone, I go left. That's it. Right? Is that clear? Yes, no? And that's all we need to do in binary search. So if I am in ascending zone, I go right. If I am not, I go left. That's it. And I return low. That's it. At a point, I'll be just beating the answer. Is that clear, guys? And what is the time complexity of the solution? Correct. It is log n. Binary search, log n. Nice. Okay, let's move to the next question. This was a bit of a interesting question, to be honest. And since this was super big, I could not fit it properly. But I'll read the question. In the meantime, answer like how many of you were able to solve it and what data structure did you use to solve it. The question says we have to devise or design a data structure in a way that contain which is basically a time based key value store. What can happen in this is like there are two possibilities: set and get. In set, a key value and a timestamp will come. I will get key value and timestamp, and in get I will get key and timestamp. For this key, I have to find the latest timestamp, basically all the previous timestamp which is less than the given timestamp, and if there are multiple previous timestamp, I have to return the maximum possible value, right? That's all I need to do, or key for that maximum possible value. That's all I need to do, right? Is the question clear, guys? This is something very important. Is the question clear to you all? Quick yes, no, come on. Hope I'm still connected. Yep. Okay. Now moving on. Let's see the observation. So एक चीज है, किसी भी डेटाबेस डिजाइन में, इन एनी डेटाबेस डिजाइन, इन एनी query sorry, in any questions like these, database data structure design, you should always come up with the query pattern, like what will be the write and read query pattern, and utilize this in any in your day-to-day life as well. So let's try to observe the query pattern. So what is the write query pattern? Basically, I'll be given key and a value timestamp. That's it. There is nothing else to worry about. I will be given a key and I will be given a value, and along with that a timestamp. I need to store these three things. Now the important part is the query part, basically the read part. So query is basically we will be given key and timestamp, and we need to give the latest timestamped item for given key. उस key के जितनी भी values हैं उसमें से जो भी latest timestamp है, that's all we need to give, right? This is what the question itself is. Now, first of all, इसमें क्या है? If you look at the question clearly, it says you have to give all latest timestamp for a given key. इसका मतलब क्या है? What does it mean? We have to first query for this key. So the first question that you need to ask is which data structure does give me a lookup of O1 or best time lookup for a key, for a given key. What will be the data structure? What will be that data structure? Hash map. That's correct. So that will be hash map. Now I it is clear that outer layer is hash map. Somehow I have to use hash map. Okay. Now the second part is I need to get the latest timestamp as well. For for a given key, I can have multiple values. I can have multiple entries in the hash map. I need to find the second is like I need to find latest, which is just less than. If you remember in the previous sorry, in the first question we did just greater than 0. Now nahi, we also did just less than 0. Yes, same here, we need to do just less than the given timestamp, the question timestamp. So if you see in the set, we will be given a timestamp. Here we need to find the just less than query here. That's it. So basically what we need to do is we need to maintain the timestamp in a sorted order, and we just need to do just and we need to do just less, or just yes, just less, using binary search, and the same code can be used. uh, Binary search can be used, and although there is a better data structure that gives you this out of the box, which is unordered sorry, ordered map in C++ and tree map in Java, so you can utilize that easily here. So what will be the time complexity of set and get in that case? So what we discussed is, if I just use the data structure here, I'll just mention that I forgot to mention, we'll be using a hash map of key to tree map of key value, timestamp and value. In this, I have to insert and get, do both insert and get. So what will be the time complexity of both these operations? Himanshu, there should be similar data structure in Python, but I am not a very well versed person in Python. But yeah, I think it should be there. So what will be the time complexity of both get and set function? TC for get and TC for set. Think about it. How much time will it take to insert in a sorted array, and how much time will it take to insert in a map, and that's it, get from sorted using bind search and all. uh, Apart from Sanjeev, I don't think anybody is giving the right answer. Jyoti, that is wrong. Himanshu, that is also wrong. Think about it again, because you have to insert in a ordered map or tree map. So insertion and retrieval both in a sorted array is always log n. So you have the time complexity of both these operations will be log n. Is that clear? Anyone who has any doubt in this question, please let me know. Guys, quick yes, no on clear or not. Okay, let's move to the last question, which is actually a very interesting question, and this get asked a lot. This literally get asked a lot in interviews. Okay, so now the question is, basically you have been given an array which is rotated. Rotated का मतलब क्या है? It was sorted earlier, but you somehow basically shifted the array. It means if you see the example 4 5 6 7 0 1 2, originally it was 1 2 3 1 0 1 2 4 5 6 7, and then you right shift, left shifted this array by 4 5 6 7 four times. So it becomes rotated array. Rotated the array basically. Shifted nahi, rotated the array. This is the given point, and what you need to do is you need to find an element in this. This is the question. How many of you were able to solve it in optimal way? Log n basically. Sandeep, yes, tree map internally uses BST. In fact, they use, I think they use arbitrary self-balancing BST, because BST itself has a problem of skewing. So that is why they use self-balancing tree. And yes, so but you don't have to worry about that, to be honest, for any interview purpose. Okay, moving on to this, basically. Good that Sandeep has solved it and Ashish has solved it. And Surbi, great. I know there are more people who solved it. Sumit, I saw your solution as well. Great to see that, Manisha. Good, good. So the brute force solution for this question is as simple as like linear search. कुछ नहीं करना, just do a linear search. Linear search is start from zero, and that's it. Find the number. What will be the time complexity of this? Owen, you already know the time complexity of linear search, so the solution, this brute force solution is Owen. Now, what we said earlier is like it has a pivot point, or pivot point, you can call it pivot point, or you can call it rotation point. Now, if you see, if you observe closely, it means it basically, this pivot point is the only point which is greater than both left and right. everything on the left uh, basically follow greater, actually both are ascending only, but this is the only point in the array which is for which both left and right elements are smaller, right? Let's actually see that. For 7, for 7, 6 and 0 both are small. For 6, 7 is greater, 5 is small, but 7 is greater. For 0, 7 is greater, 1 is also greater. Okay, so these are like the only, you can say this is the end or this is the start generally. So for 1, ascending order again. So this is the property of a pivot point. You have a of I is greater than a of I minus 1 and also I plus 1, right? Now, how do you find the pivot point? That's the most interesting part. I actually thought of just copy pasting the code so that it's more easier for you to understand. Generally, what we do is, how do we find pivot point is, we find the like same binary search. We find mid if it is already greater than if it is greater than my mid plus one more point. Like this is the only point which is for which it is greater than the next element. This is the only point for which it is greater than an element. I don't even have to check the other statement or other condition. If this is the case, I just return mid. That's as simple as that. Otherwise, if it is not the case, what I do is I check if my L and H minus 1 are same. This was basically to handle edge case, in which basically n of, if it is greater, I return L, otherwise H. Like if there are only two elements left, either this will be the pivot or this will be the pivot. Basically, that is there. Okay, sorry. No, yeah. Otherwise, all I do is if my L is greater, basically if my mid is smaller than L, इसका मतलब क्या है कि pivot will be in the left part of the array. If you see यहाँ पे, चलो यहाँ तो mid अगर 6 होता, अगर मेरा mid 6 होता, this is greater than mid, इसका मतलब क्या है, I have to go right. If my a of L lower point का zero का, if it is greater, I mean it means I have to go somewhere left. I am in the right part of the array. इस सब हाफ में हूँ मैं, जीरो वाले सब हाफ में हूँ, तभी ऐसा पॉसिबल है कि मेरा स्टार्ट विल बी ग्रेटर, राइट? दिस इज द ओनली interesting or observation point in this. All you have to check is this only. If my start is greater, I have to go left. If my start is not greater, I have to go right. That's it. This is the only left and right condition. And as soon as you find pivot point, you return the pivot point. You return the pivot point here. Now let's say you have the pivot point. All you need to do is you need to find binary. All you can do is, now you know कि मेरे पास 7 कहाँ पे है. I know the pivot point. If I have to find target, it will either be in the left of this or right of this, because left is also smaller, right is also smaller. If my number, I know if it is lie between 4 to 7 or 0 to 2, right? So if let's say my target was 1, so it is greater than 0, it means it is in this half, otherwise it is in this half. As simple as that. So all you have to do is just do simple binary search in the correct half of the or correct part of the array, not just half. It can be anywhere. So that's it. uh, what will be the time complexity? And this is the extended version of, this is the same solution I used. This is the search function. I get pivot, I figure out which part is it, and then just run a binary search. What will be the time complexity of this solution, guys? Come on, this is literally the last question for you all. Keep in mind that we have to do both find pivot and search. So what will be the time complexity? Okay, that's correct. It is login. Actually, it's two login because you are doing binary search twice. Uh, but there is a way to do it in one single loop as well. But that is super complicated. I did not want you to get confused. And finding pivot element in itself is a very important question. So I wanted to cover that as well. So that is why I pasted this code here. So yes, that's about it. Let's now jump to our normal thing, which basically we do every time we finish. So guys, this is something that I really want to know, and you guys have to tell now. Is give feedback, like how, what are you feeling about this course, positive, negative, every feedback. I need that because we are about to clear one or reach first milestone. So I should have a clarity on, like, on the feedback part. It is very important for me, so do share the feedback with me, so that I can understand like how things are going, how are you liking the course or disliking the course and all. Do share it. What we can do is raise a I'll basically raise a form where you can send it anonymously as well. Sandeep, please buy a pen tablet. That's a good thing. Actually, I have that in India, and I forgot that to bring it here, and I forgot that to get it couriered as well. Today I got my stuff couriered and I forgot to get it as well. Damn. Wish you had said this yesterday. Arey yaar. Good point. I'll do one thing. I'll try to basically buy here as well. So probably I'll buy it once I move to my permanent apartment because it's very hard to manage stuff in my current temporary accommodation. So I'll buy that, and you will have much better understanding, and in fact the experience will be much better as well. Okay, Himanshu is saying we already have find pivot element in the second day. So you have the solution for that, guys. So it should be easier for you. Abhishek, I know I have a lot of videos using a tablet and a pen. If you see the videos in recorded videos on the YouTube channel, you will find that I used to do that. But like I said, I forgot that in my laptop slash tablet and the pen at home, and I forgot to get it courier as well today. And yeah, I'll probably do it. I'll buy one here, just waiting for some time, just to move in and all. Yeah. So Bear, so if you see, okay, let's take question itself. Let me start this time as question answer time. Okay, let's see the questions. Can we? Is it possible to limit two questions in a day? It it is not. So what I've done is two hard, three medium, four easy. This is what the balance is. If I remove reduce the number of questions, either the days will increase or number of questions will decrease, which is something. Decreasing number of questions was very, very, very difficult for me. I have done that. If you see the original DSA sheet that I circulated slash shared slash added in my previous videos, they contain more than 300 350 questions. So this is why it would be better, like, I think this is a very well thought out plan, that this is how we are going to go about it. It is going to get even more hectic in the future, that I can guarantee. But yes, you'll have to be more consistent, and you, if you want to get ready within 75 days, this is, you'll have to grind for a while. Yes. I have a DSA question: find duplicate number in an array where TC is. If you, Manisha, we have done this question. We have done variation of this question. If you, all you need to do is just go to our array series and check out that, and you will find that there are very relevant, very easy ways to do it. So check that out. I have shared one way. There is a so related way as well. So that depends on the question to question. But check that out, and you will be able to find that. Very good question, Sandeep. So the question is how to balance between project and DSA, because my resume never gets shortlisted. So there are two aspects to it. One, this is an answer to the college students. So if you are college students, so basically you should have ample of time. I know a lot of you just started going offline college. It's very hard for you to manage offline campuses, plus exams, plus new things, like you have been working from or studying from home for last 2 years, and it is a bit difficult, but you'll have to basically manage it. Now given so what you can do is, like, there are multiple ways to tackle this problem. One is dividing days, and two is dividing hours. In my opinion, dividing days is relatively easier because we get to involve or get involved very much into one stuff. So what you can do is, like, secondly, I'll answer this is with without the respect of 75 days challenge, without considering that at all. Then I'll answer that question for keeping 75 days challenge in mind. Now, project can be both personal project or a company project. So personal project answer is for college students, and company project is for experienced folks. Now, what you can do is you can divide your days. Like, for example, I'll do, out of 7 days, I'll do 4 to 5 days of project and 2 to 3 days of DSA. Now, what the challenge with this is, like, it is very hard to be very consistent in this thing. But the advantage of this is, like, at least in the project part, it's very easy because you need to give regular devoted time into project. Secondly, if you what you can do is divide hours, and in this way 75 days challenge is very important as well, and or very handy, not important, handy as well. All you need to do is just divide your hours, like, I will do coding for this many hours, or this to this particular time slot, and then rest is for project and college and rest of the stuff. So just try to devote that, and basically the biggest advantage of this is, like, you will be able to do both every day, and you will build the you it will be much easier to build habit, because believe me, it is possible to do it. I am able to do job, I am able to do task, and I am able to do my DSA 75 days challenge live and everything as well. So it is possible. It's all about, like, actually working and getting it done. Okay. Okay, so very good question. In fact, this is not just about EC. It can be for any. EC is still relatively closer to CSE as compared to rest of the branches, but for EC, I think a lot of company may consider it because there are some IoT related stuff that you can do. But for any other things, I don't think, including a lot of companies don't even consider hardware project as a good project. But I what I'll say is, like, if you are in EC, it is much easier for you to come closer to coding thing. You can actually come to you can code the hardware part. Like, C is very well used in programming, and MATLAB is also very well used in these things. So you can actually code it out yourself, so that you can say that you did the software part as well. Also, apart from that, try to build a hardware project which has some software integration as well, because in today's world there is nothing which does not have good software part. So that is why I will say, like, try to code the software part as well, which is the coding part, which is project like web or IoT or Android app or something. So yeah, that's what I'll say. Sandeep, good question again. I think this is will be the last question, to be honest, because I am also I've been speaking for last 58 minutes, and I also need some rest before I start working on the next thing. Okay, so one thing I will say here is, if you are in early stage, let's say for example you just started with this coding challenge and you just started with coding with this challenge, or just few months or also, I will say try to devote at least 45 minutes, maybe an hour, or maybe in fact 75, 80 minutes as well to a question. But that is the absolute max, like 75, 80 minutes is the absolute max that you should devote. Nothing beyond 75 minutes should like, that will be too much. 75 minutes, more than 75 minutes in a day. Now second thing that you can do is, if not sorry, not second thing, if you have been doing questions for a regular time or a while, then I will say devote around 40-45 minutes. Look at the hint, try it yourself. Not able to do it, next hint, solution, code it yourself. Coding part should never come from this answer. And like I have said this hundreds of times, if you look at the hint or if you look at the solution, paste that somewhere, paste that, maintain a to-do list or revisit list, and revisit that question at least 3 times in 7 days, in 30 days, and 60/90 days. So that's what you can do. Fair point, Sanjeev, and your feedback is taken, and I will definitely work on that. That will be done. At least it will come before trees, if not linked list. I'll check if linked list has a lot of recursion questions. If not, I will definitely move it in the right position. Thank you for the feedback. Any other feedback or any other point, anything that you guys want to discuss? Anyways, again, thank you so much, guys. Thank you for joining in, and do subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to click on the bell icon so that you get notification. I think there is a very unique and a very good way of saying this from, I can copy it from the Deshbhakt Akash Banerjee. नेता काम नेता टाइप आधा काम मत करो, सब्सक्राइब के साथ बेल आइकन भी दबाओ. So see you in the next video, and see you tomorrow. Bye bye.